Okay, so this video is gonna walk you through how to do the visual search task. And I think I know what your problem, or I understand the problem you're encountering with that error when your browser tries to download something. So if I use Safari and I go to Google and I search for Go Cognitive Visual Search. So Go Cognitive Visual, it's in my browser history there. And then I click on the link. It's the first one to come up in Google, and then I click Launch Demo. It does that, where it tries to download it. I don't know why. It's a Safari thing. If you're using a PC, Internet Explorer, unfortunately the worst browser in the world, seems to work. However, if you are on a Mac, you could also use Chrome. I believe you could also use Chrome on a PC. So let's start this process again. I just did that to show you. I think that was the problem you were encountering before. So since the link was giving you a bit of trouble, let's just try this straight from Google, just like we did in Safari. I'm going to search for Go Cognitive Visual Search. All right, now I click on Visual Search, click Launch Demo. Success. You'll get this quick overview. Hit Start the demo. Okay, so the one you want to select is Colored Shapes. The trials you want is this 96 trials. It takes 6 minutes. We're going to do, I don't want to do the practice, so I'll do no practice. Okay, so to start, press any key. Now I'm just going to run through this. Feel free to fast forward the video to the part where I start to edit the data. Okay, so this is my data. I'm going to hit copy to clipboard. So I've clicked on that. It's now copied to my clipboard. I'm going to get out of my browser here. So I'm going to go to Excel, which I have open. And I'm just going to click on any cell. I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit paste. Okay, this pastes all my data. The two columns you're concerned with are this column correct and this column RT. This is your reaction time in milliseconds. These are the answers you got correct or incorrect. Now there's also one other thing this could be. So sometimes it shows up as correct, sometimes it shows up as wrong. But in one of these, I hit an enter key instead of one of the two, either the Z or the backslash, and that shows up as wrong key. Sorry, it's right here. So I'll deal with that in a second. The first thing I want to do is calculate my average for reaction time. So I'm just going to go underneath the column there. I'm going to go equals average. It's going to bring up this formula helper for me. So I want to go to the top of my row, or sorry, the top of my column. Columns are vertical. Click on the first cell at the top there. I'm going to edit this formula. When you put a full colon between cells, it means you want to include everything. So I want to include everything between G14 and this last cell here, which is G109. And then I'm going to hit enter. So that's my average right there. My average reaction time is 925 milliseconds. Feel free to like round these decimals. It's not a big deal. I usually include 2. I might just round it to 1 decimal, or I might not even include decimals in the chart. So if you include 2 in your data, that's more than enough. The trickier function is COUNTIF, so I'm going to do equals to start off my function. I'm going to start typing it, and the helper box is going to come up. COUNTIF. There it is. I'm going to click on it. Okay, so it asks me for 2 things, the range and the criteria. Now the range is exactly the same process for what we just did for reaction time. I'm going to click on the first cell. I'm going to click in this box here. I'm going to include a full colon. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to click on my last cell. Okay, now it needs some criteria. So you can see in the little sort of information box here that I have to include a comma, and then the criteria. Now, what I want to know, or what I wanted to count, is how many answers I got correct. So what I'm going to do is use quotes and then type correct. So open quotes, correct, close quotes, and hit enter. So I got 90 correct. Now normally, because I did 96 trials, I would divide this by 96 to get my value that I would report in my data. However, I've got one wrong key entry. This wrong key entry, I just want to take it out like it didn't exist. So I'm going to pretend, in fact, that I did 95 trials. If you had 2 wrong key entries, you would do 94 trials. You would divide by 94. So I'm going to take this 90 and I'm going to divide it by 95. And this is the value that I report for percentage correct, okay? So these are your 2 values. Hopefully that helps. If you have any other questions, send me an email. Don't stress out too much if it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world, but hopefully that helps.